Hello. Welcome to Bad at Board Games.
Well, he's bad at board games.
I'm Brad Lake.
I'm Toph Ferguson.
We're bad at board games, so you don't have to be. See, I didn't try to make fun of you or anything.
Thank you for that, friend.
Next time.
He knows I'm a little sad. And why am I sad?
Because he doesn't get to go to Gen Con like I do.
I do not. Y'all, Gen Con is here. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's like less than 2 weeks away.
Yes.
So when you see this video pop up this week, it probably might be a week away. So.
Yeah. It's wild. I can't believe it's here already. I feel like you just went to Gen Con.
Yeah.
Like we were just trying to get me to be able to go, and then all of a sudden it's here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like so much stuff has been going on lately. Like normally I get really hyped the closer and closer I get, but like there's so much going on. I'm like, oh crap, Gen Con's like in a couple weeks. I didn't even really, it's weird how I haven't been able to really think about it. Normally I try to get videos out about it and all that, and it's just, things have not worked out this year.
Yeah, since last Gen Con, you've bought a new house, you've gotten married, which means, you know, 3 more people in your household plus another dog. Channel has like 2,000 more subscribers than last year's Gen Con about that time.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so pumping out different types of videos that we've been kind of working on. There's been a lot going on this last year.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been a good year. So I don't get to go to Gen Con, and I thought this would be a good opportunity for me, who has never been to Gen Con, and maybe you have not yet either, to be able to ask Brad some questions about Gen Con. And
I don't know what he's going to ask.
He does not. I can't wait. One of my questions is fantastic. So the way this is going to work, I've got a bunch of questions that are all over the board. I'm going to try to listen because I'm actually genuinely interested in Gen Con and his answers. So we might be all over the place in terms of what questions I ask and when.
And if you have questions about Gen Con, put them down below and I will try to answer them.
I will not. He will. You ready to get started?
I am.
Perfect.
I feel like in a game show.
Yes. Well, we'll start out easy. How's this?
Okay.
When was your first Gen Con?
Oh, I don't know. 5 years ago, I guess.
That's it?
Yeah, I haven't been going forever.
See, I was excited because I thought he'd be like, well, if I first went to Gen Con in 1892.
Gary Gygax was there. No. No,
Genghis Khan was actually...
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm a veteran because there's people that have been going forever and ever and ever. But I'm been going long enough now that I'm like, you know, I kind of feel like I know what I'm doing.
I really thought you've been going a lot longer. That's funny.
Well, my friend, I have 2 friends, and this is the first year I do, beyond you, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Uh-huh. They've gone like almost since the first one. It was like a long time. And this is the first year one of them isn't going.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah, I was kind of like, what do you mean you're not going? You're not allowed to not go.
Yeah. I think that's why I feel like you've been to so many of them, because when you talk about Gen Con, you talk about your friends as well, which I can't wait to meet. If you guys watch, I have no idea if you all do. Can't wait to meet you guys if you are watching. And hopefully next year I'll be at Gen Con to be able to meet you guys. But you talk about your friends so much.
Oh yeah, they get the dice and you want to get the pen and all those different kinds of things going on. But yeah. So
interesting.
5 years.
Okay. So that knocks out another question, which was how many of those past 35 years you've been going? Well, 175 years you've been going to Gen Con.
Yeah, well, we had COVID, so we didn't get to go then.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. So okay. So coming up. Okay, so here we go. Next one. Do you have any Gen Con rituals?
A lot of people want to do this. You want to get the dice that says Gen Con on it for that year, and you can pick which dice company you want to get it from. There's usually a couple. Not all of them do it. So that's a ritual. We go to the party, the block party on Wednesday. That's a ritual. We try to have a game with the people from Milwaukee and Indiana and myself one time at least in between all the other stuff that we're doing. So that's a ritual. Some of my friends, they have to be there when you're throwing down they make I don't know how they do it, but they make this gigantic stack of Card City. So, like how you stack playing cards, this giant city. And so people bid on it to be able to be the ones that can throw stuff at it and start knocking it down. So it's like you build it up and then I can't remember what time or day it is. Then people are there to watch it, get destroyed or whatever. So that's a ritual, but that's not mine. I like the costume parade. So I always try to make sure I get a good spot for that, and I can see everybody's costumes from the cosplay. That's definitely a ritual. Trying to think what else. Get there at 7. Like, I mean, I had a lot of people like do 24 hours or things like that. We're there kind of before they open because there's one of the big halls that you can get in, and they let you like see what people are setting up and all that. And it's not the vendor hall. It's kind of like where all these open gaming is and other gaming things that people sign up for. So we're there right at 7, hitting it, and then we hit it until midnight. Like, it's not a 7 a.m. to we'll break for dinner and then we'll go back. Sometimes we break for dinner. Other times we're just sending somebody to go get, box pizza and come back. The food trucks. I don't know. There's just different things, I guess. But to me, getting dice, getting a pin, different things like that. Those are my rituals.
Okay. So for anybody who has not been at Gen Con yet, how many days is Gen Con?
So the block party is Wednesday night, and they have something that's more for the vendors and stuff like that you may see. You don't have to worry about that. But then there's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Thursday is kind of like, if you want new games that are coming out, Thursday's almost the day you have to be there. The game companies now have been savvy enough that they will allocate maybe 20 or to 100 or 5, depending on how many they got on day 1, and then they'll hold the next one for day 2 and day 3 and day 4. But like my first few Gen Cons, I'm like, well, what do you mean you don't have it? I'm thinking like this is a retail games and these are just how things are, and you're going to have a bunch of stuff. No, this is when they might have got one pallet in before it hits the national market, in November or October or whenever it does finally show up in the States. So I've been a little bit more keen on which booths I go to right at 11 o'clock when they open the doors. Yeah. The running of the nerds. I guess that's a tradition. I am one of the nerds. Other people just sit there and video the running of the nerds when the doors open. I'm like, I have to go get Great Western Trail. So,
and they actually call it the running of the nerds.
Oh yeah,
right?
It's not like a slam or anything. It's, it's called the running of the nerds.
Yeah, I would be there in my broken self hobbling along. So maybe not running of the nerds, but I'm sure hobbling with the nerds. Maybe blocking the way so that Brad can run faster and get a game that we
can't
want,
run.
So.
You're not allowed to run.
No, sorry.
Walk fast.
Walk quickly, swiftly.
Walk with purpose.
Well, okay, so let's talk about running of the nerds and kind of the hall. What is your first booth that you're hoping to get to?
So this year it's still going to be the same as last year. Great Western Trail is coming out with the Newfoundland or something like that version, and I believe it's going to be at Gen Con from what I've seen. They'll have maybe 50 copies, so I want to get in line to get that.
Yeah.
So and like on Thursday, sometimes they don't have it, but they'll give you a ticket, come back on Friday to get it. But that's what I'm going to go see. The thing this year I would say I'm disappointed about is I'm not really that hyped up about a lot of games. Last year was so good.
Yeah.
I was wanting so many different games, and I kept finding games, and I'm like, I got Scout at the end, and this year it's kind of like I feel lackluster. I don't feel like there's I gotta go get these games because I've gone through the list and I'm just like, I don't know. This year, like last year was a great year for games.
Yeah, last year you came back with some good games,
but even like just last year
get.
in general, Heat and all these amazing games. And this year I'm just kind of like, I haven't done a ton of Kickstarters this year. And I mean, we've been picking up games, but I almost feel like the games I've been picking up are kind of like legacy games that I've wanted or we've played once and we didn't have, like Beast Road just got that, or things like that are like, these are great games. I want that game, but they're not new. So
yeah, I think one of the things I find weird this year compared to last year is I've not seen content creators even talking about Gen Con or talking about the games. Like I saw this morning, Brothers Murph did a video recently they put out about their like top 10 games that they want to get from Gen Con. And even that, it wasn't like it's been in the past where,
I don't know. I don't know if the games this year are all that great.
Yeah, that must be like everybody must be seeing that same thing. Is that there's just not the interest or the hype in the games themselves. Yeah. But even in Gen Con in general, I've not seen a lot of videos about it. So it's I don't know what it is. But
you may see some next week or something. I'm not sure.
But, yeah. So are there any other games other than Great Western Trail that are on your radar that you're saying, okay, these are the 5 games that I really would like that I think is available?
That's what I'm saying. I don't have more than one.
Okay, so it's just
I'm kind of open to some others if I see things, and I got to go through the list, and I've been through the list on BGG a couple times now, and I keep waiting for something to pop up that maybe I missed. I'll go and see what Leader Games has, because they came out with Ahoy and they didn't tell anybody. So I'm kind of seeing are they going to have something that I may not completely be aware of, that they may be like, hey, this is for sale. And that's kind of what you have to watch for.
Yeah.
See if there's something that really wasn't advertised and are trying to like surprise you with it. Fantasy Flight, it'll be interesting to see if they come out with like the new Marvel, like will it be for sale? Some things like that. So we'll kind of just have to play it by ear.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I was kind of hoping you had a list because I wanted to judge him.
I kind of hoping I had a list too, but
we'll see what he ends up being, strong-armed into.
Right.
Or maybe you'll be able to save your budget a little bit more. We've been talking a lot about not buying as many games. Yeah. And so maybe
being a little bit more picky. Yeah. Although you've seen all the games I've been buying, so it's like a lie. But
yeah, it's
for us, we've had shelf control. Normal people would say, what the heck are you talking about?
Yeah. Shelf control. I'm out of shelves again. So that's a control. Is there a designer that you are hoping to meet?
I don't know if there's a designer I'm hoping to meet. I just like being able to run into designers. Oh, I do have another, what do you call it? Tradition. I go and find Tom Vassell and I sit patiently waiting for him to finish talking to somebody to get a selfie with him. I do like doing that. So I did that.
So will you be looking for Tom Vassell?
Yeah. Okay. I do. I'm not going to be rude and I'm not going to be like, hey, Tom. But I usually like, if he's not in a booth or if he's like walking and, I will go up to him or patiently wait for him to finish talking to somebody. I don't care if it's 15 minutes. And be like, can I please get a selfie with you?
Yeah.
So, and he always obliges. So.
Okay. So that's a good way to, this isn't one of my questions, but to say if you are new going to Gen Con or any of these type of conventions, do you have a tip about how you approach somebody to say, hey, can I get a picture with you?
Just tap them on the shoulder, or something. I wouldn't say interrupt somebody if they're having a conversation, but don't be afraid to come up to anybody. If you wanted to come and take a picture with me, I would be elated. I think that would be like, oh, wow, somebody has to take a picture with me. Like, it's just fun. I mean, I've had pictures with other people on the Dice Tower, other different designers or just taking pictures of them, right? And it's fun. People kind of want to be like, it's board game famous or whatever, right? It's just fun. You get to meet some neat people, and you're not sitting there trying to talk their ear off for 30 minutes. It's like, hey, can I get a picture with you? I got a picture of Jeremy from Man vs. Meeple. Things like that. It's just fun. Everybody wants to kind of just have fun, and don't be afraid to politely go up and ask somebody if you can get a picture with them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Be polite about it. No need to
don't grab their hair and be like, get a picture.
Yeah,
unless it's Toph.
Thanks. I am not somebody that usually like gets starstruck. I've been on concert tour series with very famous performers doing marketing work, things like that. I have never got a picture with them, things like that. That's just never been something I've been interested in. I do find it interesting to have conversations with people, even if it's very quick, just to say something, but I don't normally get a photo with it. I'm kind of that random person in public that'll just go up to random people and be like, hey, selfie. And like, I have no idea who they are. Like, it's just somebody else that's there. I think that's kind of weird. It makes them question, like, what the hell just happened? So anyways, that could be fun.
You're strange.
Yeah, we are. Okay, so this is along a similar line, but is there another content creator that you would be interested in?
Tablenaughts. guys, and you saw me and you didn't come over and say hi to me and you were right behind me. You're in my video. I'm in your video. And you didn't. Yeah, I saw you. Come over and say hi. Come on.
So when Max and Dolan don't come up to talk to you,
I will beat them. They won't have a mask on, so I will know who they are. I'll be like, I'm going to give them a big hug and make them very uncomfortable. Be like one of those 30-second hugs where it's just too long. Yeah.
So the Bad at Board Game channel is about to come to an end as Brad is arrested for harassment.
Not harassment. It's just a hug.
Yeah.
With friends that I've never met.
Yeah. Who have purposely avoided you in the past for a reason.
Evidently. Ducking me.
They may not be watching the channel, but they've watched enough to know that you annoy the hell out of other people. So
he's a stalker.
So hopefully you will be able to meet Max and Nolan. I think that'd be kind of cool. They seem like really fun people.
I just like them. Yeah, they're a fun little channel.
I would like to sit down and play a game with them.
Seem down to earth. Seem like our kind of people.
Yeah, there's a handful of people that I watch that I would love to sit down and, like I said, not really get a photo because I could care less about that, but to sit down and say, hey, let's play a game. Like, you know, Jeff and Jamie with Foster the Meeple would be fun to get a photo. I know you don't watch their channel as much, but I've been watching their channel, I think, really since they got started. So I'm like, yeah, they're the kind of people I want to sit down and play a party game with or play Scythe with, something like that. Or, gosh, there's so many of them. That,
I'd like to get it. I wouldn't mind meeting Alex and just saying hi.
Yeah, he'd be cool to meet.
But I'm sure, like, you know, he's got 50,000 people. A lot of people are going to want to maybe bug him. Who knows?
I'm sure. So. Well, you know, you're going to have 50,000 people come want to bug you too.
Two of you might be at Gen Con, and you 50,000 people there. You may or may not see me. Look for the hat.
So here's my question. What will you be wearing at Gen Con?
I typically try to wear the orange hat, and I'll wear the Star Wars orange shirt with the Bad at Board Games t-shirt underneath it, and then from that I don't know, but we'll probably be wearing the orange hat the whole time.
And by orange hat, he means it looks like this, but it's actually orange.
But it's orange.
Yeah, so if you see that, go up and awkwardly touch him, please. I beg of you to just do this. Just do this.
My hands off. If you do that, I will roll on the floor and be like,
Talk to him about the size of his nose. Oh gosh, that's weird too. Gosh, please touch him for me. Please hug him for me. Speaking of which, how many hugs are you hoping to get from those who watch our channel?
I've never thought about that in my entire life.
Yep. That's why I'm moderating this. So how many of our wonderful friends who are watching us right now, how many of...
Most people are introverts. I don't think they want to come into my space.
How many of you have asked him to hug me? Now's your chance for payback. Come on, Team Toph, and just tackle him, please, at Gen Con, and just cuddle the you-know-what out of him awkwardly in the middle of the floor at Gen Con. I ask you, please.
It's very dark. We're real dark here.
Yep. That was the goal of this whole thing. So Gen Con has, I know this is a controversy, hotels and all that kind of random stuff. You already have your hotel, right?
Yep.
Okay, which hotel and what room are you staying in?
No.
Oh, you got to answer this question.
I do not have to answer
Yes,
this.
you do.
No, I do not. I'm a few blocks away. I don't even know the name of the hotel.
Okay, let's play a fun game. Don't say the hotel name. What room are you in?
I don't know yet. They don't tell you what the room is.
Okay, so are you going to post that?
No.
You should.
I don't need to.
Yeah, I think you should, so that you guys can go find him. Speaking of hotel room, no. Are you, and you've kind of mentioned this, are you an early morning riser, get up and go? Because you have to sleep. Everybody has to sleep at some point.
Yeah.
Or are you the let's stay up as late as physically possible and then sleep until you have got enough sleep and get up and take your time getting ready to go over?
We're there by 7.
So you are as early as possible.
And then go till as late as possible, which is usually 11 or midnight. There's not a lot of sleep at Gen Con.
Yeah,
it's like a 6 hour, and then you have to. Well, you don't have to. Yeah, people come and do casual thing. Like I want to go and play a game, and if a game takes 2 or 3 hours, so but it depends on how much energy you have that day. Drink a lot of water. Wear deodorant.
Please do.
I recommend having some snacks in like a little bag to carry with you.
Can you take that in the con?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I recommend if you're going to buy things, kind of like buy them, take them back to your hotel. Hopefully it's not too far, or your car, and then come back. Like, go do all your buying, when everything opens, and it gets heavy. So don't carry that around all day. Take what you're thinking you're not going to play back to a car, back to your room, or whatever's closest that you can put it away. And then have a smaller thing to carry around for the rest of the day, or try to learn, or things like that. So you're not going to learn a Lacerda game the first time you open it up at Gen Con. So just be aware of that.
Okay, last question I got for you.
All right.
What is... I'm going to make you come up with something. So I'm hoping that there will be a handful of you who are watching this video right now that are going to Gen Con. And I'm hoping that you do run into my friend, because he is a kind of cool guy. He is awkward as all get out, trust me, but he's kind of cool. There's going to be probably, I mean, you're so famous, there's going to be impersonators there acting like you.
Right.
So what's the secret code that only those who have watched this video will know, so that they can come up to you and be like, look, I do watch your videos and I can prove it, because here's the secret code.
All I have to say is, I'm bad at board games.
That's not secret.
No, but only those
like,
people here
that's
would
like
know
when
what
you
that
use
is.
password as your password to log into your bank. Like,
Toph needs a hug. If you come in and say Toph needs a hug, I will know that you watch this video specifically.
What's the one thing that Toph does not need is a hug. But you know who does need a hug? That's this guy right here. So I do hope that you guys are going to Gen Con. I hope you enjoyed some of the tips and some of the things that Brad gave insight into his time at Gen Con. And I hope that you completely and utterly, continually touch him in an awkward way.
So bizarre.
Thank you for doing that.
So bizarre. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you at Gen Con. If you're there, come up and say hi, please. That'd be cool. So, have a great night.
Bye.